So how come the Eagles, look at that sun streaming down. They've been good in Perth this year. They've been good in Adelaide as well with a couple of wins. They need a scalp in Victoria.
He comes up against a lethal combination though today. Cox, Richo and Johnny Worsfold have already mentioned how good he's been this year, and also Nick Natanui.
We're underway. Roof is open. Judd had it momentarily. His good mate Kerr, ditto. In the back, it's going to be a free kick to Carlton.
Mark Murphy, straight to him. Thank you,
Mark Murphy having a stellar season. Looks inside the shade, drives it inside the forward 50. Henderson couldn't get a clear run. Good work done in front there, juggled by McKenzie. Too nimble, gets away from Darling. Awkward one for Austin. Austin, kick was smothered, well done by Embley.
Carlton like a bit of tempo footy. I mean, they're short kicking, not quite Hawthorn-like, but it's very, very good. Out wide. Walker, he played that wing really well last week, didn't he? Hearn back inside, good to Smith. Now Smith looks up, that's better.
Much better.
Scotland just lobs this one inside the forward 50, off hands. Shuey slips a hand pass away. Embley. Stats say he's having a career season. This is Swift, good to see him back. Lobs one towards the centre square, taken by Scott Selwood. Shuey running through midfield, needs support, gives it to Smith. Smith goes down towards half forward Lynch. He will leave the glove on. Lynch is 60 metres out, sends it long down towards full forward. Natanui up in front, couldn't hang on. Nikoski wheels around on the left foot, snaps the goal.
That's why Nikoski has been such a dangerous player this season, and his goals have dried up a little bit in the last month, but he has kicked 15 coming into this game.
Came over the back, Armfield, who was part of that big swap. He was the third man with the Judd Kennedy. Well done, Lynch. He just got rid of Scotland.
Well, I think the West Coast Eagles are actually covering the tools really well, so they're having to go to sort of the second option and lower their eyes.
Ball on the outer side, reaching over the top, Jamison, hitting the ball hard. Kerr did brilliantly, flicks it across to Swift. Swift, a beautiful kick. Darling, 60 metres out, running back towards goal. Nikoski, this will be interesting. The two number sixes, Nikoski, beaten by Simpson. Nikoski, though, wants a rematch. Left the ball behind. In comes Scotland to Simpson, to Thornton. Simpson sharing the ball around, didn't need to really. Simpson kicks outside the defensive 50. Two Carlton players, both of whom took their eyes off the footy. Glass, the skipper, goes short and coming up and taking a strong mark, as he's done so often this season, Quinton Lynch.
And wins that tap clearly. Gibbs search for it. Swift out wide. Butler, Lacroix, beautiful hands. Lacroix got down low, gave Butler some time and space.
Butler around the outer side, not a particularly good kick towards half forward. Nikoski is proving a handful. Down behind play, hitting the deck was Tui, met solidly by Lynch. Beautiful finish by Nikoski. And goals are almost a bonus, and so far he's running riot down there. Still not convincing with the run-up, but the kick is pretty good. He puts it through. Josh Kennedy is a goal-kicking machine.
Gee, that would be big news, wouldn't it? So Armfield's kicked forward. And now Smith with a long ball in. No Jamison, of course, in the forward half. And Nikoski is a factor, isn't he? A cruiser with that long, high ball. McKenzie, well done again.
That's probably not a good one. Kick goes down towards half forward. Strength by Lynch. Takes the mark. Looks inside the forward 50. Gets under it a bit. Very high ball. Cox had it knocked away by Austin. Cox the recovery. Prentice deep in the pocket, feeds it back. Just on the 50, Swift. Clever kick. Shuey's taken the mark about 48 metres out. Just seems for the moment, particularly in defence, Carlton quite happy to make it somebody else's problem. Carazzo, big problem holding the ball.
It's this great press though, Dennis. This is what they do so well, the West Coast Eagles. Good play by the West Coast Eagles again.
Well, that was
to slow them down.
That was pressing, wasn't it? They were pressing Carlton along that wing. Judd again almost in the same spot going the other way.
There's Shuey. He's a lively customer, goes inside the forward 50, and I think the glove will be off this time as Lynch takes the mark. Well, there's a fair bit of disrobing to do. He takes the mouth guard out, puts it in the sock. If the glove would have come off too, that's a heck of a lot of time. It's a goal. Just got there. Ellard battling after the football. Prentice did brilliantly. Kerr sets it up. In front juggle. Mark to Lynch.
And almost holding Judd. He's got the body strength to be able to compete with him in that part of the game.
Jamison's long ball. Terrific mark, McKenzie. Gee, he has been good, McKenzie. A couple of months out. Long kick in. Kennedy sets and gets it. I wonder if it's going to take a Judd, Murphy, Gibbs, Cruiser to get them over the line today. The Blues. It's going to be interesting to see because their depth is really strong, but are their stars the ones that are going to need to lift here? Because at the moment, most of them reasonably subdued. Murphy's had a bit. Cruiser's done well there. That's typical Cruiser stuff. Well played, though, by Schofield. Gets it to Selwood. Inside 50, Lacroix. And again, I think that's the 8th or 9th mark inside 50 to 0.
You feel like they've got the marking power and the talent down their forward line to be able to secure the ball and get a shot at goal.
And they need one here. He's normally a good kick. He's on his range. He's 50 out. He's timed it beautifully. He's a class act.
Up goes Naitanui decisively down to Scott Selwood.
That's just a wonderful tap from Nick Naitanui. That's at the last centre bounce. And that becomes so critical when they're being able to dominate in the forward line.
Eagles by 11 points. Boundary throw in. Naitanui wins it down. Scott Selwood. Well, a slick hand pass came across there from Smith. Or was it Rosa? It was Rosa. Too slick for his teammate, but Schofield a chance to make amends. Did nicely. Gave it to Rosa. And Rosa makes amends with a good kick coming out. Found Lynch. Touched off the boot, though. Putting the body in Nikoski. Always does. Taken high. Kennedy will get the free. Advantage is paid. Nikoski, Bacon square goal.
They've been great defensively. There's a great attack on the ball from both players. And then Kennedy again at ground level. And Kerr with the quick hands to Nikoski, who's been so impressive in his first quarter and a half with 2 goals.
He picked himself up and kicked the goal.
Look at that again. That tap. Bang. They're actually going to have to change their mindset in their start rucking to Naitanui.
Schofield marks the Hearn kick, drives it around that other side wing from behind. Darling, haven't seen a lot of him. Hits the ground running.
2, looks up, goes wide. It bounces. Does he keep it in? He does. Lockie goes back. Carazzo goes wide. Garlett can't get there. Cox takes the mark. He's having a stellar season. Kerr out of the centre, done a lot of that today. Darling went down but got up, gives it to Swift. Now Swift retreats, and then Shuey quickly onto the boot. Free kick.
But what else do you do, though, when you're undermanned in that area? You came into the game.
Kennedy kicks a goal, by the way, Tim.
By the way. So the little guy is dangerous at one end, the big guy is dangerous at the other. And the game the better for it. Exciting stuff. 17 points the difference. Gibbs over the shoulder straight to Cox. Again, the strength of the big guy.
He's such a presence, Naitanui, isn't he? If he's not tackling you, you know he's about to.
To Houlihan. This is like an infield fly. It floats up towards the wing. Well done by Glass. Slips it across to Hearn. Normally a long kick. Kicks under duress this time. Still gets it inside the forward 50. And Naitanui. The braids were flying everywhere. What a mark.
Well, now we know, Dennis, why they didn't close the roof today. He would have hit his head on it.
We won't see many better than that, my friends, this season.
That is extraordinary.
Naitanui will line up for goal as the crowd regains its collective breath. He's about 35 out, and just so far today, the West Coast Eagles are playing the Blues like B.B. King. He puts it through for a goal.
The Carlton recruiter, before this kid had even played a game of AFL football, and they were still trying to work out who was going to take who, and he talked about Nick Naitanui. I'm just trying to think.
Do you mean the #1 draft pick?
No, it was. I think it was. I'm just trying to think of the recruiter's name at Carlton. He actually said he's seen this kid play, this Nick Naitanui play, and he's never seen anyone more capable of dragging people through the turnstiles to watch AFL football than this kid, and that is why. Wayne Hughes it was.
Well, this is the high moment of what's been a spectacular opening half. That's why Aussie Rules is just such a great game. What an athlete he is.
The Shuey's back outside the 50. Goes down towards full forward. They take them low and high. Lacroix gets down around his ankles to take the mark.
I think they're both. I think every forward on the ground for the West Coast Eagles.
They've been practicing that. He runs around. No, by the way, Tim, he kicked the goal. That's his second. Runs deeper. Slips a hand pass away. Carrazzo from 40. Carrazzo going back is Cox, and he does it again. We've got half-time coming up, and the West Coast Eagles dominating. 18 scoring shots to 10. They lead by 28 on a Sunday afternoon at the Dome.